Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. I call this channel the crazy troll nation of YouTube. I call this chapstick, and this is Vanilla Mint. I picked it at random from amongst all of my chapsticks and my Tillamook. So thank you for being here. If this is your first time here, I appreciate you for being here. And if you're returning, you know y'all my troll fam. What's on my face right now? Fenty Brow Pencil, of course. And I keep thinking maybe I'll stop saying it because it's the only brow pencil I use. Pat McGrath primer and an airless pump from Amazon. And I did finally put the Pat McGrath foundation in an airless pump because it was spitting. It wasn't pumping properly. And I do wear shade M18. Surprisingly, I use them both equally as far as pumps. But let me get the glare off. But when you look at what's left, it's like, why is there so much more foundation left than primer? Yo no sé, amiga. Yo no sé. So we're going to prime the lids and get into this look. I have everything pulled out, I think. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Yeah, I don't know. Probably. So I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, just enjoying doing videos if you do them. And if not, enjoying whatever it is that you're on YouTube to do or to watch or to learn. I found a new cooking channel today. Italian food. Y'all know if you've been here, I don't be cooking. I season up something and pop it in the air fryer. But it's still fun to watch and to give me hope that maybe I'll try something. I don't know. But anyway, the troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself, wear whatever you want to, applying it however you want to, because you need to be satisfied with your makeup. Wear it and just rock it and know that you are amazing. The bottom line here at the Crazy Troll Nation is, aside from setting the standard for yourself, is self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. That's the concept of the Crazy Troll Nation. Wearing what you want to or not wearing anything at all and knowing that you are amazing. I do have to let you know if you're new here that I do curse on my channel sometimes because I curse sometimes, period. I do try to catch myself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So if you think I said something, I probably did. I'm sure I did. Sometimes I misspeak. I'll say, when I was talking about MAC stuff, I was saying, oh, the Sephora website. MAC is not sold at Sephora. It's sold at Ulta and at MAC. So I do catch myself, but I don't, not that I catch myself, I don't realize it sometimes until I'm watching my video. And so I learned a lot from watching my video. And sometimes I learn, like, troll, you really are mixed up. We're doing look number 2 with MAC Connecting Colour Unfiltered Nudes. And the first look we did with these 2 columns. This look, we're going to use these 2 columns. And so I'm anticipating a very light ethereal type look. We're going to do dark to light, outward, inward. So yeah, there's a lot of lightness in here, but I think, excuse me, it's going to be pretty. So we're going to take Give Me Cyberspace. And I did the same. I still have the same paper where I wrote down the number, because this is 1 through 4, 5 through 8, 9 through, girl, 1 through 4, 5 through 8, 9 through 12. And so I put down the number placement and also the shadow name so that I didn't have to keep flipping on the back to read what it says. And actually, I took a picture of it and blew it up to see what the names were because that's really tiny. And to be like, but anyway, let's just get to it. So number 9 in the palette is Give Me Cyberspace. This is going to go no shadow, shadow. Max shadow be showing up. First tap, this reminds me of Blackthorn from Necromancy Cosmetica Swamp of Sorrows. Look how friggin' rich this shade is. Who knew cyberspace was so rich? I didn't know. Because when I think of space, well, yeah, space is black. At night. I'm making up stuff. Welcome to the crazy. I say stuff and then I'll be questioning, like, does that even make sense? I did pull out 2 gel liners because I didn't know if I was going to use a gray or a blue, but because this is so dark, I don't know if they would show up. this is gorgeous. We're going to tap up here to get our blend going. We're not adding more shadow. We're just tapping like a tap and press, tap and press, tap and press, just to kind of get the blend going. Now we're going to go back in small circular, not even circular, small feathering windshield wiper motions. This, MAC shows up to me true to pan, but I didn't expect, actually this shows up darker. I did not expect this to be this dark, but y'all know I like dark and smoky. So maybe this look won't be as light as I think it will be. Wow. So let's do the other side. This, wow. If you don't want to put this dark of a shade on your lid, you can use it for a liner, and that will work very well, I think, if you're using like these tones here, or even some of these tones, because this is rich. This is friggin' wealthy. It's rich. It's a gazillionaire. You can go shopping on Timo like a billionaire. Yo, I hate that those ads keep popping up when I'm watching people's videos. I hate that they pop up on my videos because I'm not a Temu supporter. But anyway, shop like a billionaire. I mean, I think the concept behind them saying that in their ads is that you shop without regard of prices. But when you think about it, like, are billionaires shopping discount stuff? You know what I'm saying? So I do understand it, but it's still just like, billionaires wouldn't be shopping at Temu. So I do really think the idea is just shopping and not paying attention to prices, because you can afford it. And billionaires, they just shop and buy stuff. They're like, put it on my tab. Or they have a running tab or something. And so they just go buy stuff and don't even ask like what it costs. And I've heard it said, and of course it was in movies, and so who knows if that's really real. I've heard it said if you have to ask, you can't afford it. So it's just going in like, I'll take this, I'll take that, I'll take this, I'll take that. And then, you know, you try on stuff, they put it in a bag and you leave. And they just, you know, bill your card that's on file or something. And your accountant handles all of your stuff. So, but anyway, so I understand the concept, but I'm just like, y'all not billionaires if you shop in Temu. Unless you're just buying stuff and then upcharging it and selling it somewhere else. So we're tapping here just to get the blend going, just in case it doesn't want to blend later, because this is very rich and I didn't expect it to be. And even though I always say MAC shadows are true to pan, this shows up darker than in the pan, which I'm loving, because y'all know I like the dark. This oh wow. All right, so now we're going to take number 10, which is accept cookies. Okay. Yeah, accept cookies. My grandfather called me Cookie, and some of my uncles would tease me, oh, when I was younger, oh, Grandpa's little cookie. One uncle still does. He'll be like, oh, Grandpa's little cookie. But it was just so cute. And my grandfather, who is no longer amongst us here on earth, he had a nickname for like almost everybody in the family. If he called you your real name and said it real loud, you were in trouble. So I was just like, oh, okay, what did I do? And usually, like, when you're a kid and you do something you're not supposed to, you know you did something you weren't supposed to. But it was just like, shit. Uh-oh. Come in, grandfather. And I didn't even call him grandfather. I called him granddad. Or grandpop, actually. But that's how nervous I would get when he would yell my, like, legal name out real loud. I'd be like, oh. Let me know if y'all have memories like that of your grandparents, or if you had a nickname and when they called your legal name, your birth certificate name, you knew you were in trouble. Oh my gosh. He could be funny, my granddad. This part right here is not blending. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. But then I guess we all have our ways where we can be serious, and then every now and then, like, we just do something and it's just like, what? And it kind of catches you off guard. And it's like, you know what? You're really a funny person without trying to be. And so I don't know. Sometimes we just get in the mode. Like, if you work a lot, you might just be in work mode. You work all day, you come home, you got stuff to do. And so, but once you're good and comfortable, okay, that blended it out. And what I did was I pressed here and just kind of flicked it this way. And so that did kind of blend, not kind of, that did blend it out. And now we need to do the same thing on this side. So we're pressing where the darkest point is, which is here, and then we're feathering inward. And it is working. Or you can try and go back and forth. But when you go back and forth, you're taking this color over here. When you're just doing where the dark color is, you're pulling it into the light color, and that's what helps me for blending. So it does make a difference which way you're pulling the shadows, and I hope that this is helpful. Let me know. So you see what I'm saying? So us pulling the black, well, but deep brown in the palette but black on my lid, taking that and pulling it inward is blending it into that lighter shade, the same as we did over here. And I'm seeing a dark patch right here, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put on that dark patch and blend inward, flicker inward. We're not going back and forth, but here flick, come back, flick. So that's what we're doing, and I like how this looks. Oh my, are they even as far as up to my brow? I don't know. So we're going to go back. You know what, this was the brush with that with this shade on it. I didn't mean to do that, but we're just going to just tap up here just to bring it up a little bit further, and we do have shades to put up there. Y'all, I am liking this palette. If you like what appears to be, and I say that because my eyes play tricks on me, if you like cool tone palettes, it retails for $54. Ulta has websites that do sometimes include Prestige and MAC sometimes. We're still taking this same shade right here and just bringing it a little further in. And MAC sometimes has sales on their website too. I do have links below for both. That's pretty. And I do have a referral code for MAC if you're interested. All of that is down below. There's always a lot of information down below. And if I do a giveaway, there is none in this video. That information is below as well. And I'm just saying this because when you see this video, that skincare giveaway will be over. And I said a few times in the video, make sure you read the description box. And I said it a few times thinking, okay, if somebody fast forwards, they'll still hear, you know, read below, because that's where the instructions were. And today is November 1st, and as of right now, there's no entries. Like, there's comments, but there's no entries. And so I'm thinking, okay, people are watching but not reading, which is fine, because I do like the items I was giving away, and so I'll just have to make it a point to use them. I have too many of them, that's what it is. But more than I think I would use unless I intentionally use them. Now we're going to take number 3, which is Satin Taupe. And I do have this in another palette somewhere. I'm sure it was a BYOP. But I'm not really sure. And this is this shade. So yeah, this is like a there, not there, as you can see. So much so that it's not even wanting to blend with that center shade. And so we're going to go back with that brush with the center shade on it so that we can get a blend, because this just goes and it's just right there like it. And I don't want to blend over and it be too light. But then let's see. Okay, well, if you like, I think I'm gonna leave it because I know some of you like these types of looks, and so we're just gonna just go in between these two shades and blend. We're not going to take that center shade again. So yeah, that's cute. Like how you can tell this is blended and it needs to be blended a little bit more, and this side is not blended. So you see how this blurs, and this is like a straight line where you can see where it stops. And so we're going to start inward, and we are going to go back and forth, because for here we don't care if that center shade comes in, whereas this one we wanted the darker shade to blend over. And so how you blend, whether you're going back and forth like I am, or outward and just flicking in, or inward flicking out, I mean, it does make a difference. But if you don't care if they really mix, then just, you know, do the back and forth. That's pretty. So you see how that worked? We're going to do some more over here. Yeah. Quite a few of you comment sometimes on my blending, and so I haven't thought to just do a video on blending, because if I did a dedicated video for blending, it would end up busted. Like if I really just try to make it a point, okay, we're going to do blending in this video, I have a feeling it just won't work out well. But when I'm doing it, that's when I'm like, oh, let me just talk about, you know, what I'm doing. So right now I'm looking at the edge up here between the lid colors and my brow. So we're going to take number 1, which is Cozy. Is it called Cozy Gray? because I wrote down gray, cozy gray. It is called cozy gray. Because I was wondering if I was putting that as the name of the color. So we're going to take this one. And this is going to be for our transition shade. I'm hoping this doesn't make me look dusty. And so we're just going to tap this right here. Excuse me. So rude, troll. So we're just tapping this in that space, and we are overlapping the lid shades. And now we're going to do really tiny circular motions just to blend along that top line of the lid shades. It's kind of working, but then it's kind of not over here. You know what? It is working. It is working. So this you see is more of a straight line, where this, you can see this shade, the transition shade, well, under my brow bone shade, you can see where it is blending those colors together. So it's kind of hazy, kind of fuzzy. You see what I mean? Where this is just not. So we're going to actually tap in one time, tap off, and we're going to tap across again. And then we're going to go, I'm raising my brows, which I don't really need to. Did I raise them over here? Yeah, I think I did. I guess more just for me to see more of what I'm doing. I don't know. Because the space is still the same. If it was my lid, then yeah. Or where my puff is, but for here it doesn't really matter too much. And some people say, you know, don't raise your lids or raise your brows when you're doing your makeup. But if I didn't look down and raise my brows, I wouldn't be able to get color in my crease. Because even when I just look straight, how am I even going to get color all over the lid except this little sliver? And how would I get color into the crease? Because it's under the puff. You know what I mean? So when people say things, think about why they're saying it. Think of their face structure, if they're talking about contouring or where to place your blush, or, you know, eyeshadow. Consider their eye shape. And if yours is not the same as theirs, you will have to do something different to get shadow. If your eye shape is like mine and you have all this puff, you need to do something to get color in here. You can't just look straight. Yeah, you'll have shade up here. But if you look down and raise your brows, this is going to be completely blank. That's not a good look. Sephora eons ago, way before COVID, someone did my eye look. And she was like, okay, look up. And I did. And she did the whole look. I'm like, oh, that's cute. And then I went like this. I said, can you put shadow in here, please? And she was like, oh, okay. And I'm just like... And so I kind of felt... I didn't feel some kind of way. But I'm just like, okay, she didn't know. You're just like, look straight. Oh, it's cute. But then when you look down and raise your brows, you know, you have to consider. I did tap in lightly on, and I'm tapping off. And we're tapping on. And then we're doing small circular motions. And so even if you're doing someone else's makeup, you can do it the way you do yours, but eye shape makes a difference. And so I would have left out of there with no shadow in this area here. She was like, oh, that's so cute. I went, can you put shadow in here, please? And she was like, oh, okay. And I wanted to be like, duh. But anyway... I like this look. We do have a brow bone shade. And so we're going to take number 5, which is this one. I'm going to take a thinner brush than this one, since we don't have a whole lot of space left going on up there. And we're going to take this brush because it's tapered and it's pointy. Tapered and pointy. And this is number 5, which is Send Neutrals. Send Neutrals. I'm trying to remember to look this way because the lens is over here. And I know it looks more like I'm looking in your direction than when I'm looking over here. So I am trying to make changes. And those are some of the other things that I learned when I'm watching my videos. Because when I'm looking here, I'm looking at me. When I'm looking here, I'm looking at the lens. If I'm looking up here, I'm looking at the time and or reading a text message. And so I'm just trying to be aware of where it looks more that I'm looking at you, especially if I'm just holding up something. And that's just something that I recently started paying attention to. So I have this for brow arch, and even though I don't really have one, we're just going to put that just right there, and that's it. So it just adds a tiny bit of lightness, but not much. So we are tapping in, turning over, tapping in, and then tapping off. And this is just going to go like right here. And that's it. That is it. That is it. We're not going to blend that or anything. Oh my gosh, I didn't do my lower lash liner in the rooms, which means my eyes are going to tear. We're going to take NYX Retractable Eyeliner, and this shade is in gray. We're going to put this lower lash line. I did mean to do this before the video to give my eyes time to tear and then stop, because every time I do my inner rooms, my eyes do tear a little bit. And it does remove makeup from underneath my eyes. Like when I dab, it just completely pulls off. The moistness just pulls off my foundation, and if I have on concealer, it pulls off concealer. But I didn't do any of that because I didn't know if I was going to get fallout, which I should have known I didn't, because MAC doesn't really give me a lot of fallout. We're going to do Prime Cosmetics. I thought it was black, you know, looking at this, and then when I opened it, it's blue. But you know what, we're going to do it anyway because I figure it'll just add more color to the look. And we're going to put this on our inner rims, also known as our waterline, also known as tight lining. And this is why my eyes will start to tear from not blinking for those however many seconds. And then we find the line and just come straight across. I use retractable eyeliners because to me they're soft, and even if I do hit my eyeball, it just glides right over, versus a pencil. Sometimes I can feel it. It almost feels like it's scratching, even though I don't think it's really scratching. But that's why I like the retractables, because they're soft. And some people, they will pull up their eyelashes, and then you can see the inner rim and do under there. Some people under here will pull down and do the inner rim, so you don't have to do it like I do and just find a line. That's how I first started, and I never thought to pull up or down, but I knew I didn't want to pull down because I already have wrinkles and they don't need any help showing off. We're going to take number 6. Wait a minute. We took number 3, which was Satin Taupe, but we're supposed to be using these 2 columns. Did we use number 2? We didn't use number 2. So maybe that one was supposed to, I don't know where that was supposed to go. You know what? We're going to put that lower lash line. So let me get out another brush, because we're using these 2 columns. Yeah, that was an oversight. First look, we did these 2 columns. This look is supposed to be these 2. So we need to use number 2. We're going to take this on the first half of the lower lash line, and then, well, second half lower lash line, because this is number 6. We're going to use this on the first half of lower lash line. So first half lower lash line, second half lower lash line. And this will have made it so we used all the shades in this palette. So this is number 6. I'm still mixed up. Yeah, number 6. We're going to take this inner lower lash line, and this one is called Les Artistes. I am like thrown off. Inner lower lash line. Yeah, because that's lighter than number 2, which I'm going to need to look on the back to see what the name of that is. Well, I'm glad we figured that out. This is a pretty shade. Granted, it is over a gray, so it's just enhancing the color of this shade. I am just so surprised that I like this palette as much as I do. Maybe my tastes are changing, or maybe it is really pulling neutral on me, because I don't like me in all cool tones. And so I need to just stop saying that. I don't prefer me in all cool tone looks. And so number 2, that shade is, y'all, I am really tripping. On the paper, I wrote number 2 for Satin Taupe. I wrote number 3 Satin Taupe. This is Satin Taupe. This shade number 3, damn, is Dollop the Gold. So this is really Satin Taupe. Number 2, not number 3. And yes, my eyes are tearing. This side is feeling wet already. So we're going to take Satin Taupe number 2. Y'all, I'm telling you. I mean, I be trying to like have myself together. We're going to overlap here in the middle. And we're going to bring this over here. This is wet under here. I can feel it. You see how shiny that is? Because it's wet. Damn. So we're tapping off. This is satin taupe. How can I call myself being so organized and just be so wrong? I guess like seeing Mac at Sephora. And y'all probably heard that video and was like, Mac is not sold at Sephora. And it's not. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Let me know if you're entertained by my mistakes. That is pretty, and this is super wet. So we're going to take a sponge tip applicator. And I don't want to wipe, because that will just wipe more of the foundation off that's under here. So we're just going to dab, but it looks a lot brighter than the other side. So we're going to take this brush, has nothing on it, but what we're going to do, we're going to go back into this shade, less artiste, and we're just going to buff this down. And I don't like how that looks. You know what? It's okay. At some angles, I don't like how it looks over here, but we done did it, so. And the reason I thought to bring it down was because this side came further down because it's wet. So I'm like, let's just make it look like it's on purpose. What we're going to do, excuse me, we're going to take another brush, actually a brush like that one, actually the same one, and we're going to go back into satin taupe. Oh, I got that so mixed up. And we're going to put that here, and we're going to go back and forth. So we're just trying to finagle. We're trying to just make it look right. I will say this for all of you who do makeup, who do videos. Do you watch your videos back? And then are you sometimes like, okay, you were way off on that? Do you learn from watching your videos back? I know some people say they don't watch their videos, but I learn from them. I really do, because I be doing some stuff like, what's happening? I pulled out, let me see if my face is dry. My face is dry. I'm not going to put anything else under eye. What we're going to do right now, and I'm going to put these brushes away, so you will hear a clank. I'm not going to do anything else under eye. I just said that. Am I going to do the gray liner? This is Midnight Snack Max Fluid Line. Or do I want to do Slate from Melt Cosmetics? I want to do this one because it'll just add color. So we're going to put Midnight Snack away. And we're going to take the MAC brush and we're going to just swirl inside. Yeah. And we're going to line our upper lash line. And hopefully make a thin line. Hopefully make no mistakes, which I usually do. And it's okay. That came out thicker in the middle than I wanted. But we're still going to just keep on rolling, not beat ourselves up about it. So that's that line over there. I'm going to swirl again. We're going to do the other eye. And then notice too, when I'm doing this eye, it's hard to see what I'm doing, and it creates a shadow for you and a shadow for me in the mirror down here. But if I look this way, then you really won't be able to see. If I use this mirror, you won't be able to see anything. And so I'm trying to figure out how to do liner on this eye that you can see, or I can always just edit this side out. And that may be the best thing to do, because I want your viewing to be enjoyable. What I'm doing, I do want you to see, because I like seeing the process, and I know some of you do too. And so it is important for me, even though I'm not a professional, I'm just a regular person wearing makeup, it is important for me to explain what I'm doing and for you to see the process of what I'm doing and to understand what I'm doing, which is why I always explain what I'm doing. We're just gonna do a little tiny wing. This is really leaking. You see that? Like this side, I guess they're both leaking. Oh gosh. It helps having a shiny color there, because then it just kind of looks wet anyway. But but I can feel it. And then when it dries, it gets itchy. So we're going to take a sponge tip applicator again. I think I am going to edit out, unless I can do it really fast. Right now we're going to take Cobalt MAC mascara, which is blue, because again, I'm thinking just adding more color into the look. It's not as light as I thought it was going to be. Very pretty, very easy. It's almost reminding me of a look that I've done with the Martin Cosmetics Petite Touchon palette, because it is just like a neutral tone palette. Very nice though. And after I do my mascara, I'll pull it out really quick and show you what it looks like. So we're going to put this on, and then I'll show you what that looks like. This palette is really nice though. The Petite Touchon is only 9 shades though, and it does have a black in it, which I love because I like dark. And even though the palette itself isn't like a smoky palette, there are a few shades in there that you can use to smoke out a look. So that palette looks like this. And as far as this look, let me cover up the mirror. So put this down, and then maybe this shade, maybe that one, maybe, or this for inner corner, something, but yeah, not quite dupes like I thought, but very similar vibes, very similar. And I do think Petite Touchon is still available from Martin Cosmetics, and I purchased it because it is just a very easy palette to use. We're not gonna powder down, so hopefully stuff won't stick. Some parts of my face feel more dry than others, but we're going to use Haus Labs. I haven't used in a while. This is medium level 7, the bronzer. I'm always excited to get back to Haus Labs because I just really like the formula, and everything just, this eye is seriously tearing. I can feel it. It just really works for me. And why does that look not smooth like right here? And I wonder sometimes, like, if the brush skips, or maybe my face isn't as dry as I thought. And I think it's where I apply it, because this side I do keep the sides of the brush flat, and whereas this side I'm more so just like the tip of the brush. Like here is flat, but then it's the tip of the brush, and that's why this shows up like it's just the tip marks. So this side is really smooth, and so I need to practice really just using the sides of the brush, especially coming back this way. But it still just blends really nice, and it's easy to fix when I notice that I mess up that way. I did intentionally want to use lavender blonde because I'm thinking of the lightness of this look, but now I'm looking at this and I don't know. But when I first got it, I was thinking, I don't know, because it looks light, but these just work for me. These face brushes I'm using are Fenty brushes. The first one was, this was the bronzer brush 190, and I love the shape of it. And I noticed I didn't do around my ear and around here and there like I normally do, and I think because I'm rushing. This one is the face brush, which is number 125. So we're going to tap. This is a cool tone shade. That's another reason I was like, I don't know if it's going to look too light for me, but the way this formula blends, and the way it's also buildable. So I just tapped in twice again. So we're going to tap twice, and we're going to tap twice, and then we're going to blend. It just, oh. The only one I don't have is dragon fruit, because it's even lighter than this one. And sometimes I'm like, but then I'm like, So I see people darker than me use it, and so it really shows up nice. But for me, I'm like, would it make me look ashy? I thought lavender blonde was going to make me look ashy, but it doesn't. Golden Pyrite highlighter, again from Haus Labs. This is a Fenty highlight brush, it says on it, and it's a number 120. It's shaped just like the bronzer brush, except it's a lot smaller because it's just for this area right here. It's a highlight brush, not a bronzer. So you're highlighting a smaller area than where you bronze. And so that's all we're going to do with that. And I love Haus Labs face products. Well, the blush, bronzer, and highlighter. I don't have anything else from them. I had their setting powder, but it didn't really suit me too well. What am I looking for? What am I doing? I'm putting the concealer away. We're going to wipe off some chapstick. We're going to do a black lip. I remember when I did Well, one of the videos when I was talking about the Xenon palette, which is quite a few, but one of them I said how that palette to me screams a black lip. And then after the fact, I thought, you know, Natasha's looks, she does I Need a Nude. And she'll use a different I Need a Nude depending on the complexion of the model that she's doing the makeup on. And it's never a black lip. And I'm just like, I need a black lip with that palette. And so we're taking NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner and Alien, which is black. I'm going to edit this part out. And then we're going to put on Sephora Collection Nightbird, which is black. It's number 28. And then we're going to tap on the center NYX Glitter Fix Glitter Lip Gloss. And this shade is number 80, Shadow Hunter. So we're going to do all of that and come back just for the sake of time. This is our finished look, y'all. So for the gloss, we only tapped it like just right here in the center. So you see just matte black here. And right here you see the gloss. So this is what we have. I am really digging it. Y'all let me know what you think. Let me know if you have an interest in the MAC Connecting Colors, any of the palettes that I've shown you. I love this look. And even with messing up the shades, I think we made it work. And I am really just excited about this look. And this does scream black lip to me, but I can still see it being as nice with a dark brown lip. Or if you wanted to do a nude or just a clear gloss or something. But for me, y'all know I prefer black lip. And so things sometimes just scream, give me the darkness. So that'll be it for this video. Thank you for being here. If you made it this far, go ahead and click the like button. If you've been here a few times and you're watching this and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I have lots of playlists for you to browse through, lots of content. I upload almost every day. So, you know, one day you're bored and you know there's something on my channel for you to watch, whether that day or in my playlist. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.